Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've not done it already, please click the subscribe button and follow me across all my social media platforms. Links are in the description box below. But if you guys are just searching it, Instagram is Off the Canvas Box, and on Twitter OTC Official 1, mainly on Twitter. But yeah, this weekend let's get the bad news out the way, then let's go on the more progressive side. Okay, unfortunately, this weekend we were supposed to have the Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence fight. That was going to be a very defining fight, particularly for Manny Pacquiao, because this will determine on whether he is going to be, don't know why my computer's crying. Anyway, he was going to be in potentially put in many people's eyes into the top 10, top 15 of all-time boxers. Okay, some people are saying that he's top 15 already. When you've got the likes of Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, Sugar Ray Robertson, Sugar Ray Leonard, who else? It's a countless list of individuals. Floyd Mayweather, and then you've all got 3 spaces left for who? You know the way there. Joe Louis. I forgot the other gentleman's name. Completely forgot. Larry Holmes, that's it. And then you've got like a whole lot of other people, Jack Johnson, etc., to put in that list. And Manny Pacquiao, if he had beaten Errol Spence, he would have been into the top 10 list, you know. But unfortunately, Errol Spence has picked up an eye injury, injury to the retina. I think recently the WBC have officially cleared him. I'm not sure what that means. To my understanding, I think what's going on is that there was some conspiracy theorists that turned around and said, you know what, I don't believe he's got an eye injury. I believe there's external factors such as he's unfit, he's unwell, or he's not feeling ready for the fight, or he maybe got knocked out there, like in sparring, and that's tampered with his preparation. But the WBC cleared it. They had all the documents online, so or they had pictures of some parts of the document. For me, if he's ill, he's ill. I'm not going to get mad over that. The Tyson Fury one is a bit different. The Tyson Fury one is very, very different, and compared to this one, injured retina, you can't fight on. Okay, anyway, he's fighting a guy called Ugas. Ugas supposed to fight on the card. They just pushed him up and said, you know what, you're ready. Manny Pacquiao's ready. You're in the same weight class. You're top 5 yourself. Why not? The way there. So now Manny Pacquiao is fighting Ugas. Okay, now then you've got the WBA situation. Now recently the WBA haven't been taken seriously, shall we say, to fans, promoters, governing bodies, commentators, and other governing bodies, commentators, etc. WBC have gotten mad controversy and criticism for their slow movement in eradicating racism amongst their officials, with them having, I think, the most, amongst any other sanctioning body, the most unnecessary titles. They've got super champions, bloody intercontinental champions, all of these random champion belts, that it's very ambiguous to the fighters and to the trainers themselves on who's the actual champion, and that in turn devalues their ranking system. If you look at their ranking system, even a heavyweight division, it's all random guys, and you're thinking, fam, how are these lot in the rankings? To be fair, some mad random people are on the ranking and you've never ever heard of, and these lot are not even top 30 heavyweights, and they're top 40 heavyweights in the world, and now they're all of a sudden in the top 10, top 15 ranking for the WBA, which is absolutely absurd, But yeah, the WBA have fully announced, I was going to run WBA, but the WBA have announced that partially they're going to cut down some of the belts, and also Manny Pacquiao is now fighting for the full WBA title, because Manny Pacquiao has had the belt, but hasn't fought since July 2019. So rightly so, they took the belt away from him, and this is in preparation for the Spence fight. So they said this fight's not going to be on the line. Took that away from him. But Ugas, I think Ugas was in a position where he was mandatory, or whether I think Ugas is the champion himself. I don't know, a champion in recess. So, of course, if Manny Pacquiao can fight Ugas, get the world title back, it makes sense, because he then fights Errol Spence for a unification bout, as opposed to bringing nothing to the table. So, Ugas, of course, 26-4 his record. He's lost to Sean Porter, his last loss, but since Sean Porter lost until now, he's had a few wins on his record, and he's managed to rank back up to the top 5, top 10 welterweights there are currently. With regards to how he's fighting style, he's more like a counter punch boxer. He likes fighting in the pocket. He likes to use the simple 1-2 knockouts. So for Manny Pacquiao, if he just walks him down and just smashes him out of there, Ugas is 35 years of age. I know Manny Pacquiao is 42 himself, but Manny Pacquiao is a 42-year-old, and he's like a 30-year-old in a 42-year-old's body, if that makes sense. Though his athleticism, if he could channel that all into Ugas, it's going to be devastating for him. For me, I think there's a lot left for Manny Pacquiao. Personally, I think Manny Pacquiao's got a lot left to give to the sport. 1 or 2 fights in it, like Ugas, Errol Spence, on your jolly afterwards. Personally, that's how I would map out Manny Pacquiao's departure from the sport of boxing. Manny Pacquiao has been world champion since 1998. His first world title was 1998, and now we're in 2021. So it's a serious conversation if he beats Ugas, just beating Ugas, and then if he is competitive against Errol Spence, to then maybe put him in the top 15 fighters of all time, based on his longevity and he's just like his absolute just knockout ability. Like he's beaten top guys. I know his record is what was it, 62-7, and with a couple of draws in between, but he's really up there. And for me, Manny Pacquiao, let's get past Ugas first. For me, I'm predicting it to be a 6th round KO by Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao has him 6th round KO. He's going to unleash everything on him. For me, I should expect this to be a very, very good version of Manny, because this was supposed to be Errol Spence. So ideally, this could have been. I'm expecting a enthusiasm as if you were to fight Errol Spence that night. You know what I mean? But big up, best of luck for these two. I think this is on ESPN, but I've got to check. But this is on Sunday morning in the UK. And then in other news, I'm about to merge this two together. David Haye versus, what's his name again? His mate. I forgot his name. Yeah, it starts with an F. Is it Fortuna? No, it's not Happy. It's what's his name? It's not Formella. It's not Fortuna. Who the flip is this guy fighting? He's fighting some guy called Fortune something, man. I don't know what this guy's name, man. Not Fortune 500, but he's fighting a guy called what is his name? What's his name? Joe Fournier. Okay. In the trailer bouts, he says that he would make more money from this fight than he would do for the first belly fight. And you know what? I'm not really mad at it. I'm all for fighters to step out of retirement and then fight, in a boxing, exhibition match. I'm all for it. My concern for me is that they are not fighting each other at their primes and they leave it too late. That is my concern. Yeah, if those factors are met, like for example the light heavyweight scenario, you've got Buatsi, you've got Craig Richards, Lyndon Arthur, Anthony Yard, you've got Callum Johnson, There's a lot of light heavyweights around domestically. These lot don't face each other, yeah, and none, like literally apart from Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Arthur, if none of these lot face each other and they all just retire, yeah, eventually these lot would have the willingness and the desire to face one another when they're about 55 years of age and they all got different coloured walking sticks. We don't want to get to that scenario. We want to get to a scenario where these lot are beating each other up in their prime, and you can match them up based on their, not just on their career, but who wins of that fight. For example, I think Anthony is going to smack up Lyndon Arthur in the rematch, okay? But at least they're fighting, okay? The other lot, they need to fight each other, and I wouldn't, if I'm getting what I need, like as in from a boxing fan, I want like amazing fights happening on a regular basis. These events will just be like, oh, okay, you know, interesting. It'll be like Soccer Aid, you know, it'll be like the Wembley Cup. It'll be like the sidemen facing or sidemen forming a team and playing in Wembley. It'll be like Arms Coulion versus Bouncer. It will be like that. You'll be like, oh, okay, you know, interesting. You know, I might tune in. You know, it's a bit interesting to see how it goes. But if these lot manage to get in the ring with each other before Errol Spence versus Crawford, before Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, before who else? Before the light heavyweights face each other, before Billy Joe versus Chris Eubank Jr. in the rematch, before Amir Khan versus Brooke, then for me it just shows that the boxing world isn't serious, and I would see it as, you know what, I won't even complain about these lot. You lot fix yourself first before you fix these lot. Moving on, I was speaking about the Amir Khan scenario. Amir Khan, okay, he's posted up a picture with him and Eddie Hearn negotiating. Now, a lot of people are excited. A lot of people are saying, you know what, like a lot of people are like, yo, Eddie Hearn, like, they negotiated, like, at least something's moving. Like, we've been here before, man. Yeah, don't forget, Amir Khan was signed to Matchroom on a 3-fight deal, and one of those fights they were proposing was Kell Brook, and that didn't happen. So I'm not, like, I know there's, you know, they pretty much agreed everything. You know, from what I'm hearing, it's like pretty much everything's agreed. They're just selling the event out to the highest bidder. All right, cool. But for me, and I know Kel was saying this is going to be the biggest fight besides Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Probably it isn't, but it's a very interesting fight, and I believe that it's a fight that the boxing public has wanted for so long. It's not going to generate as much audience as it did before, but for me, this, you know, at least just get it done. It's something, you know, better late than never. At least they're fighting each other at some point, even albeit it might be a bit, you know, they might be a lot older than I would have expected them to fight at, but nevertheless, at least some movement is going on, and I'm hopeful that it'll get proposed, and I'm hopeful that it happens. Apparently some people are saying that it might happen in end of the year. Okay, great. A few fights could happen end of the year. Dillian White could face end of the year against Chris Arreola. You can get George West versus Luis Ortiz end of the year potentially. We've got Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. Middle end of the year, we've got Anthony Yarde versus Lyndon Arthur, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. So we've got a lot of great matchups towards the middle or back end of the year. So I'm hopeful that things can progress in an amazing fashion. But thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. If you have not done it already, I've got like a bit of a mad throat situation. Hopefully you guys have heard me clearly and I've not been muffling, etc. But really appreciate if you stay to the end of this video. Drop a like on this video, it really helps out a lot, guys. And if you haven't done it already, please click the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200 subs ASAP. Okay, so about peace, love and prosperity, guys, and I'm gonna catch you guys in a bit. Peace.